Hello, this is Tony Heller from RealClimateScience.com, setting the record straight about climate. Just a few months ago, the press was telling us that global warming was the greatest threat which mankind had ever faced. Back in January, our leaders said that climate change tops the risks for the world in 2020. And just a couple months ago, experts said that 1/3 of people will face unlivable heat by 2070 unless something. This sounds really bad, but it's actually much worse than that. In 1989, a leading UN official said that we had to stop global warming by the year 2000. Grim forecast. A senior environmental official at the United Nations, Noel Brown, says entire nations could be wiped off the face of the earth by rising sea levels if global warming is not reversed by the year 2000. And if it's not bad enough that global warming destroyed us back in the year 2000, it came back to destroy us again. 4 years to save the earth. 2020 is the deadline to avert climate catastrophe, experts claim in chilling commentary. But the good news is that the United Nations put their top minds to work to save us from this catastrophe.
This is all wrong. I shouldn't be up here. I should be back in school on the other side of the ocean. Yet you all come to us young people for hope. How dare you? You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words, and yet I'm one of the lucky ones.
You have to feel pretty bad for Greta having her childhood stolen like this, having to skip school and travel across the ocean in a $1 million yacht. And what's really sad about this is that according to the United Nations, global warming destroyed the planet before Greta was born. In 1988, experts told us that global warming was going to drown the 1,196 islands of the Maldives within the next 30 years, and that they would run out of drinking water by the year 1992. This picture shows the devastation in the Maldives. All the tourists are gone, probably because of global warming. Also in 1988, the world's leading climate expert, NASA's James Hansen, said that lower Manhattan would be underwater within 20 or 30 years. This is particularly sad because it means that the United Nations drowned before Greta ever had a chance to go there. And if all those drowned islands aren't bad enough, experts say that the Arctic's going to be ice-free by the year 2013. The BBC wouldn't publish this unless it was true. Backing up this assertion is Nobel laureate Al Gore, who says the Arctic might not be ice-free until the year 2014. It's pretty clear that global warming is the worst crisis which mankind has ever faced. But a few hours ago, the European Union slashed their climate budget by billions of dollars, decimating climate and science funds. Apparently they felt that they had already achieved the goals of the Green New Deal. They decimated the airline industry, got people locked up in their homes, and cut carbon emissions way back. They don't really need the global warming scam anymore. And if you remember, I predicted this back in March. But if you're concerned about the well-being of our climate experts like Michael Mann, there's no need to worry, because he's now officially a pandemic expert too. Also, no need to worry about Greta, because she's now officially a CNN coronavirus expert. And not only is Greta an expert in coronavirus, but during her short life in Sweden, she became an expert on centuries of structural and systematic racism in the United States. There can be little doubt that Greta is a prodigy, a child with many wide and varying talents. But Greta now says that she feels used because politicians don't seem to be taking the climate scam seriously anymore. And why should they? Politicians got the Green New Deal implemented by other means, and they don't really need people like Greta Thunberg and Michael Mann anymore. Toto says, how dare you use Greta? Visit him on the web at realclimatescience.com. He's been pulling back the curtain on junk science and propaganda for a long time.